Scorpio, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading. Scorpio, we are going to connect with your energies for these days. Let's see what the guides, the messengers of Avalon, want to tell us. Let's see what they tell us through this sign, this energy available for you to begin your reading. Well, the Eagle card. You know that this is a powerful sign. The spirit of the eagle is with you, guiding you to resonate in integrity and to maintain a deep, powerful connection with the angelic realm. With this, I have to tell you, Scorpio, that you should feel protected, and above all, also begin to project what it is. This is something that you seem to have a knack for, right? Something that you are feeling blocked in right now, and that you can perceive from your intuition that there are hidden or negative forces that are preventing you from achieving that. The eagle comes to protect you, and also comes to connect you with forces, energetic forces of light. Therefore, the appearance of the eagle indicates your strong connection with the light. Nothing and no one will be able to stand against you, which means you are going to get your way regarding that. It is also a sign that your request, your prayer is being attended to. It is a moment to be aware that divinity is with you. It is contributing to your purpose. It is by your side. It always was. But today more than ever, it wishes to contribute so that this happens in your life, so that you can find peace again and abundance and prosperity manifest. It tells me that when you pray to your angels, you should already decree, already think, already vibrate, and that request is already done because that is what will happen. The eagle on a spiritual level is very powerful, very powerful. So you are more than protected and aligned with your desire. And energies are also being cleared. So there is absolutely nothing and no one that can prevent you from having what you are wishing for right now. Let's see what the fairies tell us, Scorpio. These readings are always general. If you want to address your specific case, you can have a personal consultation with me. To do so, you always have the website here because you have to go to the page to choose this reading. The address is always visible here in the video, and you also have a pinned comment on your sign that takes you directly to the page. Let's see what the fairies let show. Well, flourishing, that is what they let show. Expansion, abundance, and more abundance. Your world changes. I feel like your world literally stops being the one it was until today, right? Because things change and they change quickly. The energies of the Wands card speak to us of a fast time, of things being set in motion. That is why, obviously, by clearing the energies, what felt blocked is triggered just like that and nothing can stop it. They are wands. So it is a moment where you are already taking into account getting ready for what is coming, planning a near future because you already feel a certain security that gives you the impetus to plan it. In fact, you have known how to be patient, and that patience has a great reward. It tells me that you are like a magnet for money at this moment. So get ready because excellent things are coming that give you very great personal satisfaction, which fill your whole world. The World card is a card that tells us that you, at this moment, obviously, Scorpio, are completing a brilliant cycle. I mean, you are completing something in a brilliant way. Better said, you are achieving something in that manner. Therefore, you are freeing yourself from what could be stagnation, blockage, poverty, that which you say, no, I can't take this anymore. Well, you are freeing yourself from all of that. Some of you might be receiving news from afar or news from abroad, or perhaps you are the one sending out good news, or you could be about to take a trip. The World is also a card that tells me that you find a solution. A solution. I feel it comes from work. It comes from the economic side, a great solution to a great problem. That gives you room to breathe, to lift your head, to start seeing the details that you have to take care of and that you haven't been able to do for a long time. The Ace of Wands feels like an opportunity where you say, how lucky that this is happening now, because now I have the possibility to act and above all, also to pursue my dreams, because I see it as very likely that it will happen, that I will achieve it. There is an a truly excellent opportunity for you to develop yourself in the job you are doing now, or it would be an even more excellent opportunity if you are looking for work. It could also be that your world changes because there is someone who advances toward what could be a desire, right? To say, well, I want to be with Scorpio. I find at this moment the opportunity to approach. Scorpio receives me into their world and we complete this situation. We have that solution and we integrate the emotion, the passion, the feeling into a reality in a different relationship where we look toward the future. So get ready, Scorpio, because your whole life is moving. Your whole life is moving. You are very connected with the divinity, and the divinity brings to your life what are blessings, Scorpio. Let's see what the cards tell us now. Well, these fell out. These came out. Let's see what the cards tell us. Well, I have a Knight of Swords there. You see that you don't stop the movement, the movement, the movement. I have another Knight there, and it is the Knight of Cups. You know what happens? I hear you felt in this situation that you were losing everything, right? Something happened. You went through a critical situation. Something fell apart. And yet, even though it felt quite complicated, that event felt very abrupt in your life, which generated many changes and reactions on your part, where at first you thought, how horrible is what is happening to me? How is this even happening? I had bet on that job, I had bet on that partner, I had bet on this situation that gave me security, and now no more. And that exploded and made me react. How good that it happened to you, because it puts you into those blessings, because it puts you in that place of triumph, because it puts you in a very different zone to the tower. It took you out of the tower. It was the best thing that could have happened to you, because that produces an extraordinary event and connects you with what I told you at the beginning. News is coming. You receive at least 3 important pieces of news in these next few hours. One comes carrying what are work situations, projects, finances. Another could be coming from a place that also adjusts situations, that brings about what is that moving into action and makes it possible for you to take charge of things that were blocked. I mean, no, the delays are ending. So that news appears, that communication appears. So this is what I needed to advance against the situation. I take charge, I have the resource, I have the element, and I can act. And there I obviously have a benefit. It tells me that another piece of news you might be receiving is news that goes directly to your heart. Someone is approaching with a romantic intention. And I already told you with the Ace of Wands, right? Someone is very eager to reach out. Someone is dying to communicate with you, talk to you, and fix things with you, because the Knight of Swords card has appeared. Someone does not want to waste any more time the way things are now. Someone can no longer stand being away from Scorpio in this way. And this is, for some of you, whatever is going to happen with this Knight of Cups. It is good for you. Understand it as if you are waiting for someone to react. A person reacts just like that. Or if you are somehow fixing your life, rearranging your reality in a new context where you want to give it security, where you want to give your life a foundation and start over, this Knight of Cups finds the possibility of approaching from an intention that motivates him or her a lot to obviously offer you something on an emotional level. It could also be that you are advancing on something of a creative nature. Not only give shape to an idea that aligns a lot with a desire, but you are going to want to create something important, and that also makes it possible for you to advance on that. Knight of Cups. The news that the Knight of Cups has is always very, very good. They are taken as news that comes from what is an offer that has a lot of emotional weight, someone who gives you security regarding what they want to offer you. So receive it from a place of tranquility, because that person is faithful, is a sincere person, and is an honest person. It is a person who could be of the sign of Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And we are with another person who reacts with a person, as I tell you, who makes you move, who carries you forward, who wants you to advance. And who can also be you occupying this place of of the Knight of Swords. With this expansion, this wanting to launch myself to manifest my ideas, because now I do have the direction clear, because my thinking is very objective, clearer, and above all, I see no blockage, right? So the Knight of Swords is that card that pushes you to that, but it can also bring you news, as I tell you, that in some way fuse with that which has to do with something that you want to do from your creativity, your work. Be that as it may, these are days for you to take into account having your papers in order, so that you see that if you are you are waiting to sign something, to finish some type of paperwork, that you prepare yourself for that end, that obviously will make a lot of sense to your world, and you are going to feel really good because you achieved it. Same if we are talking about a situation that has to do with the economic or personal side. After this moment of breaking point, right? It is a moment where the world gives you that absolute security, because this place no longer made sense, no longer gave you security, no longer represented you in the slightest. So how good did it happen to you? Because imagine that from having the tower to a world there is a great difference. The world is that moment where how good that they are calling me from this job, because you have an Ace of Wands. I found a good job. They are recognizing me in this place that I am starting, or in the one I started relatively recently. After here, they no longer recognize me, or I was not going to be promoted. That was it. I had a ceiling. I was up to there. Well, here in the world, you have the recognition. You have the possibility to ascend. You have the possibility to ask for more money for what you were doing. But you also find yourself in abundance and prosperity. Same goes if we are talking about a relationship. If the relationship ended, if you are aiming for something new, because this relationship had to end because it no longer sustained your emotions, the plans you had in common. In other words, everything was distorted. Well, you're connecting with someone who is really worth it. It makes sense regarding what an optimal relationship is, and it is really worth it. That is why it is in the world. It is the success after a moment of breaking point. It is the success that you deserve, especially because there are no possibilities that things will not turn out well. And besides, afterwards, as I tell you, after the tower, the situation had to happen to you. What do the angels tell us for Scorpio as a final piece of advice? Well, it is the moment to have fun, it says. Dear friend, it is time to stop working a little. Do not worry. We value all your responsibilities. What could be a stage of sadness is ending. We are entering a positive stage where you must delve into fun and joy, which are obviously frequencies that will be raising your energy so that you return to work with renewed perspectives. I believe that this has a lot to do with that news regarding work and what I told you in your reading. So let us trust that all this is going to happen for you. All the blessings to you, Scorpio, and always.